Welcome, Platinum members, to today's coaching webinar. As always, it's a pleasure to spend some time working on our business, how we can make this year our best year ever. But with today's information, you can not only affect this year, but you can absolutely change your destiny with your real estate business forever. I mean that in all sincerity. My name's Todd Walters, Platinum Coach. Always a pleasure to hook up with you guys and really get down to the nitty-gritty of advanced real estate systems that, let's face it, they're tipping points. So today we're going to be continuing with the inside sales agent system that, we're all familiar with. Let's face it, this is nothing new. This is not new news. But many members, the majority of them, do not have an inside sales agent. And many have had one, but it didn't work out too well, so they, they cast that system to the side. But look, if it were really easy, then everybody would be doing it, and everybody would be making $4, $5, $6 million selling real estate. Okay, or you'd be at least capturing more of the market share that you do have in your marketplace. I mean, there's no question about that. So, because this is such a big deal, a huge win for every Platinum member. A few years ago, we hooked up with Dan Kennedy to help us leveraging the marketing to attract really good inside salespeople. So as we get into part 2, which is creating the ultimate real estate business tipping point, okay, an inside sales agent system for your real estate business, I want to recap a few things from part 1, okay? And I want to reiterate, just like it says on your screen right here on this PowerPoint, that if you can master this, if you can figure this out, your real estate business will explode. Okay, but it's something that you're going to have to constantly be involved in. Okay, now let me give you an example of what I mean by that. You're probably not going to be able to generate prospects and leads and then delegate them to an inside sales agent or a team of inside sales people without your presence. Okay, and I mean that. This requires some oversight and constant acknowledgement and discussion with these agents. Okay, you're going to have to listen to what they're saying on the phone. You're going to have to hear what they're saying. You're going to have to coach them on better words to use and offers to use, pull out objections, and that sort of thing. Okay, so a few points as we get started here that I think are worth discussing, and I'm hoping that you're in a place and you've closed the door, you've minimized your distractions, you got a notepad handy, because over the next hour I'm going to share with you some information that's very relevant to your business you probably never even heard or seen before when it comes to inside sales agents. Okay, now I've had as many as 8 inside sales people at one time, and I've had as few as 0. But I always had at least one on my team starting in the mid-90s. That's right, starting in the mid-90s. Virtually a few months after Craig Proctor hired his first inside salesperson, I did. And again, that was because it was working well for him. Now, the reason it worked really well is because the prospects that were being generated and delegated to inside salespeople were prospects that were not expecting a call back. Now, let me reiterate that. An inside sales department is primarily for following up warm leads, okay? Warm leads of prospects that request free lists of homes, free reports, and other information like that. So the reason a lot of Platinum members tend to gravitate away from the less branded marketing, editorial style marketing, webinars and teleseminars and things that generate prospects requesting free lists and free reports is because they suck at the follow-up and the conversion of those prospects to appointments. That's absolutely why. It's not that the leads are not good. We know they are. It just gets frustrating when you can't convert them consistently to good prospects, right? Right. Okay. So the deal with an inside sales person, okay, which is, for the most part, you, the team leader watching this webinar right now, are the primary inside sales agent. Okay, heard Craig Proctor say, look, it was well worth his time to call back all the leads, okay, or as many as he could get to, and convert them to face-to-face appointments for his outside sales team. And eventually that led to him going on no appointments and just calling back the leads, because he was that good at conversion. Now think about if you had a person like that in your business and that allowed you to go do some other things. I think we all have that dream of setting up our business that way. I did, and Craig Proctor did, and many other Platinum members have done so as well. Okay, but let's make sure we're clear on this. You will be more likely to advance your business and expand your real estate business into other marketing channels, including editorial, free reports, free list marketing through all channels that you have at your disposal, if you're very, very good at following up with prospects that are not expecting your call. Generating those type of prospects and giving them to outside sales people who are interested in the now business, okay, and the order, not the best use of your money. Not saying that some of your outside salespeople can't do really well then. You find a really good outside sales agent who can take those leads and they can run with them and they convert prospects just like you can to face-to-face appointments, whether it's a person not expecting a call back or one who is. Then you want to leverage that guy. You want to make sure you give them those type of leads. But for the most part, yeah, outside salespeople not going to be able to do that consistently to the level that you want to. I think we all agree with that. So that's the reason for an inside salesperson, is so you can expand and grow your real estate business. You will capture more market share, double, triple your business, if you can get into editorial, free reports, free list of home type marketing through all channels, okay, and you can quickly and easily and better convert those prospects to face-to-face appointments. You will grow your real estate business, and you'll be happy to spend the money on that type of marketing, right? Okay, so that's the purpose of an inside sales agent. Now, this person or people, look, they are one of the most important people on your team. They are equal to any outside salesperson. And if you put them in less regard, then you're going to get that sort of return on your investment, so to speak. Okay, so you do not want to take this position lightly. So a few points to reiterate from part one in this series was you want to be slow to hire here, but very quick to fire. You will know very quickly whether this person gets it or not, if they're eager to make the phone calls, if they come to you wanting more information on how they can do a better job, if they want to role play with you, okay? You will know real quickly if it's the right person. So you've got to get people who aren't right out, because here's why. If you have, and you guys know what I'm talking about, if you have a person on your team that you hire as an inside person and they're getting mediocre results, well, just because they're there, your attitude may be, hey, I have an inside salesperson. Okay, well, your attitude should be, I don't have one. Like, the world is better now today that I know that the inside person I have is not going to be able to do what I want to get done. So I'm better for knowing that, and I'm going to make a quick change. A full closet just is, you don't have room for anything else in it, right? Okay, so you want the closet to be empty so that you can make room for somebody else. Otherwise, you want to hire against people and set up a little more competitive environment within your team and give the best leads to the best inside salesperson. All right, now look, this is your business. You're the risk taker. You were here first. You're going to be here last. You know that. This is your deal. You're not here to give people jobs. This is not a nonprofit organization. You are solely responsible to your stockholders. Your stockholders are you, okay, unless you've got other partners. Okay, so you've got to make sure that you're taking care of those people. Your business is there to do that. Okay, your job is not to make your employees, outside salespeople, and even inside people rich and wealthy. That's their job. That's their responsibility to do that. Okay, so let's make sure we keep things into perspective here. And the reason I mention this is because a lot of Platinum members I've discovered are high personalities. So, and high personalities are not the best managers, even though we pretend, and I'm one of them, we pretend like we are. We like to say that we are because people love us, and they like being around us, and it's fun, and now we get sympathetic towards employees, and they hang around too long, and then we just don't get the mileage and value out of that relationship because of our management style. So you've got to consciously be aware of that. Slow to hire, quick to fire, okay? Now, once you have inside salespeople on your team means nothing. You've got to keep looking for better leverage, always. Okay, so without a system in place to do that, you're just going to be complacent too long with what it is that you have, and it takes it's just going to take too long for your business to go, okay? I was adamant about getting a good inside salesperson on my team back in the mid-'90s. Got them. It worked well. They were doing really well. And once they were up and running and I felt like they were the right person for the job, I immediately began looking for another, okay? And that system never stopped in literally almost over 15 years, okay? It just got better with the help of Craig Proctor and Dan Kennedy. And we covered in part 1 of this series how to attract inside salespeople. And it is a very, very good reverse prospecting system. And I want to recommend that you leverage that report, okay, and the marketing that goes along with it so that you can really repel the type of people that are not going to be good investments for you, investment of your time into them on your business, okay? If you compromise in this position, and let me give you an idea of what I mean by compromising. You talk to this lady, you're talking to a prospect, an inside sales agent prospect for your team, and you're like, man, this person is perfect. They got the right voice, they have the right attitude, they're eager, but she wants me to compromise on the hours, or she wants me to compromise on them being able to work from home because they have a smaller child and all these things. And you know what? If that fits within your parameters and your ability to be able to manage and do, no problem. But if it doesn't fit in your parameters or your vision for your business, in other words, it's too far removed, then I can guarantee you it ain't going to work. It's not going to work because you're going to be in one place, they're going to be in another, and when I mean places, I'm talking about just basically in a different universe, so to speak, okay? So don't compromise. You are only going to be as good as your lowest productive worker. And if you have this attitude that good enough never is, you will eventually surround yourself with those type of people as well, and it will lead to really great things for your business. All right? Fantastic. So, remember, your message is very important here in attracting these inside salespeople. So just to recap a little bit more from part 1 in this series, the agents out there are asking, what's in it for me, just like you are. Okay, so you have to really do a good job of providing them, as we laid out in part 1 of this series, why you are the person or company or team they should pay very close attention to, and why they should do it right now. Okay, what is it that they want, and how are you going to be able to give that to them? So if you can run your marketing that way, then guess what? You're going to have plenty of people to pick and choose from. All right, and then you're answering that question. Okay, why would I choose to work with you over and above any other real estate company and doing my own little thing? And if you can fully answer that question, that's your unique selling proposition that answers that question. Let's take a look at this inside sales agent unique selling proposition here. It's very good, and this is the message that seemed to work real well to attract prospects. And this would be on email signatures, outgoing letters to cooperating real estate agents, thanking them from the cooperating sale, email blast to agents that we accumulate through our day-to-day interactions with co-brokes and other real estate agents showing our listings across our market area, your feedback website, wherever you have interactions with real estate agents, this is where this ad would be, right? And we cover that again in part 1 of the series. So just a little bit of review before we get into finishing this up today. All right? 40-hour work week real estate career, earn a 6-figure income with less stress and no selling. Now, 6-figure income, is that too much, too little? I don't know. You may want to play around with the headline, but it's a good starting point. Okay? An inside sales position, following up on and nurturing qualified leads, no cold calls, work only a 40-hour week, no open houses, no babysitting. Turn off your cell phone after hours, relax, and enjoy your life. Your free days are actually free. Okay, so that's a pretty good message, I think, out there. And, of course, if your marketplace dictates a little bit differently, we can work on that. Just give me a call, shoot me an email, and we will work on making sure you have the right message to market. Okay, Six-figure might be too high, too low. I don't know. It depends on what people are most interested in your market. So that's a good recap of some of the things that we talked about in part one of our series. Okay. So once we have the prospects and we are receiving their resumes back. Now remember, the resume we're getting back is after they've jumped through the hoops of what we've laid out there in the report, the Inside Sales Agent Report. It will do the work for you if you utilize the system. If you don't utilize the system, then you are going to do a lot of the work, a lot of individual interviewing, hiring and firing, never really being happy. I'm telling you, people will read what they're interested in, and that's a very good written report that Dan Kennedy helped craft with Craig Proctor, and it works when used. The idea is to narrow the prospects as much as possible down to the best ones, right? All right, so once you've done that, then you're going to invite your applicants to your Inside Sales Agent recruiting Q&A. Now that may be a one-on-one individual appointment, or maybe a small group presentation. In my case, it would normally be once a month and a small group presentation. Or if I was doing a large group presentation for outside sales agents, then you know what? The inside sales guys would be there at the same time. And I would discuss both positions openly with the people that were there. Okay? All right, so leverage your time the best way you can. People show up, they're going to fill out the DISC personal concept that's right there in front of them, accompanied by that welcome letter. And again, you can refer back to the same system in the manuals and on the webinars from Outside Sales Agent Recruiting to know exactly what should be in front of the agent when they show up at your office there, what they're given. Okay? And then you're obviously going to give your recruiting PowerPoint, okay, your idea, your pitch on why your business is relevant to society. Okay, and I hope that's not over-the-top language there, but how it's really relevant to your marketplace. Your business is, right? You have the ability to help people solve problems, buyers and sellers, and that's the language that you should be using at this stage in your business and level of business that you're at in this program. And you have to be of prime relevance. So once you're of prime relevance to your marketplace, then people will gravitate to you. They'll be interested in being a part of that organization, right? So again, for recruiting PowerPoint, same as the outside sales agent PowerPoint. Excuse me. Once you're done with that, you can, if it's a small group meeting, a one-on-one, then you can take a break, score the personal concept, and discuss that with them right there face-to-face, or dismiss them once they say, yeah, I want the next step in the interview process. Okay, and again, the next step in the interview process is they basically check a form saying, yes, I'm interested in this, or no, I'm not. Okay, but at this point, they're going to be interested because they've really jumped through these hoops to be there. So knowing that, I like to go ahead and capitalize on that and finish this thing up. So score the personal concept, and if they are in the range of personality that you're looking for this job, then you're going to want to hire them. Put them to work and discuss that on the spot. Okay? And we're going to get into all of this stuff here in just a minute. But let's talk about personality types real fast for this job. We've had high C personalities, high S personalities, high Ds, high Is, all work and work really well in this position. Okay? But if you generate a lot of prospects that are less branded from your less branded marketing, in other words, prospects not expecting your call, then, I mean, think about that. You're going to have to be very patient with the follow-up process, so you have to have a personality like that, and you still got to have the ability to close when given the opportunity. So that's a really interesting type of personality. So I would not use, and Craig Proctor would not use, the DISC personal concept as a litmus test to hiring an inside salesperson. What I would use is the report that you sent out. That is your hoop, because if they meet all the criteria there and jump through the hoops on the inside sales agent report, you have a good prospect based on past experiences, how they sound on the telephone, and the other things that go along with that. Okay? So the DISC personal concept, if anything, is your leverage on how best to communicate with and manage this new employee that you're hiring. Great. Right? So let's take a look then at at the invitation to come and meet with us. All right, here it is right here. It's an email, and we're telling them straight up, don't fight the slowing real estate market. You make more money in the only stress-free real estate career. I'm going to personally show you how, give you the leads to do it. Okay, and that's coming directly from me as the team leader. Now, hey, you said you're interested in this inside sales lead conversion agent position. It's an invitation to come in and talk about it on this day at this time. All right, I want to show you just how our system can really help you. No obligations whatsoever. If I believe you're the agent based on the information you provided to me, and I've got a spot saved for you on this day, and I look forward to seeing you there. Okay, remember now we're only 3 lucky licensed inside sales agent positions. That's it. Working with motivated and buyer seller leads. All right, so that does a really good job of reselling them on what it is they said yes to. And again, if you follow the system that we've laid out with the report, this should be an automatic deal here. Okay, now some of the things you might have to deal with is they're not able to make it to meet with you at that time. Then you have to decide whether you're going to do it at a different time or not. Okay, and I'll be I just promise, and you guys know this, but for me, if an agent called up and said, "Yeah, I can't be there," I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that," because I had 3 or 4 other prospects that were just as good that were going to be there. So, I'm sorry. The demands on my time were great, and that's a great position to be in, a position of plenty. But if you don't have that, then obviously you're going to have to make concessions on your time to accommodate others. All right? So that's the reason for a system like this. Okay, let me just repeat that. The reason for this system is to set you up as the team leader or the person who can demand your time be protected. Right? If you can't position yourself and your business in a way that your time is protected, that you have to run around and be all things to everybody else, you're just going to have a hard time really doing a good job of growing your business. So that's the reason for laying this out the way it is, so that you can get more people who are the right prospects, eager to do the job, and they will make concessions and sacrifices to be there on your time. In other words, you do business the way you want to do business on your terms is what we call it, right? And that's a good reason to do or to implement this inside sales agent system that we've laid out here, okay? All right, so let's take a look then at the inside sales agent position contract, which really, I think, outlines everything that this person really should be doing, okay? This is a screenshot, copied and pasted from the actual agreement. All right, but let's look at the daily duties, okay? Place follow-up calls to each new lead placed on their Agent 2000 daytimer or top producer daytimer, whatever your contact management system is. Always follow the universal callback script. Okay, we position ourselves as real estate professionals who, using our unique program, assist our clients in making the best real estate decisions. When following the script, you'll be able to gauge the lead's level of motivation and timing from the answers that they provide. So we're not just telling them, do this, we're telling them why it's a good thing for them to do it. Okay? Now, just remember that it's way easier and way better for you as a business owner, okay, which is what you have, a business, or at least we're trying to build one. It's way better for you to always be backing up your to-do lists for people, your demands of them, with why it's a benefit to them and your business, okay? Just remember that. It's a great way to communicate with people, so I would put that in print as well, just like we've done here. These new leads are classified as warm leads, not cold leads. Okay, they've contacted us, presumably thinking of buying and selling. This is the nature of the ad that they responded to. Not hot leads They're calling us for information, and we must now speak with them in order to determine their needs and timing. There will be a certain percentage of these new leads that you are able to convert to an appointment on the first follow-up call. However, the majority of these new leads will require more than one follow-up call before you're able to convert them to an appointment. I got it. Place follow-up call to each lead on your Agent 2000 date timer that has a subsequent follow-up call scheduled for that day. There you go. Now, what is the subsequent follow-up call script? All right, well, it's basically the same as the universal callback script with the exception that, hey, Mr. Smith, this is Todd Walters with Todd Walters and Associates Real Estate, and we had spoke not too awful long ago about real estate, and I wanted to see if you guys had bought a home yet. I wanted to see if you guys had made a move yet. Are you planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months? And then you continue on with the script. There you go. Okay? Never place a follow-up call to simply ask the prospect, are you ready to buy or list now? Follow the script. So this is not a follow call. This is an annoying telemarketer's call. Okay? Your role as the inside salesperson is to nurture these leads along until they are ready to book an appointment for a CMA or a buyer's appointment. There you go. Don't deviate from that system because that's what works. When you get into, are you ready to do something right now, that's just looked at by the prospect who could have been going down the road of trusting you as a real estate professional. Now they're beginning to look at you, the inside sales agent or company, with skepticism that you're really only interested in the quick sale, not really interested in their needs, desires, wants, and all the stuff that's important to them. So once you're able to convert the lead to an appointment, you must give the CMA or buyer appointment to an outside sales agent. Whenever possible, the appointment notice on Office Manager's Agent 2000 date timer for distribution. In other words, the inside salesperson should copy or CC, or also when they launch the activity plan always has an automatic scheduled activity to show up on the office manager or the person in charge of oversight, okay, as well. Activity's got to be there and the outside salesperson, okay? If time does not permit for this additional step, book the appointment directly on